What's up, everyone? This is another pick a card reading. It's a Satanic and Angelic Tarot and Oracle card reading. There are 5 options laid out here, and the cards that I'm going to be using are a knockoff Rider-Waite tarot card set, the Lucifer Tarot set by Ingvar Babushkin. This will tell you about the demons and the negative influences in your reading, the satanic influences. And the Angelarium, Oracles of the Emanation Oracle deck. And this is by Eli Mignana and Peter Moorbach. This will be the more angelic and divine influences that are affecting this reading. What you need to do in this pick a card reading is to start by choosing which one instinctually you are drawn to. The first one is a dogery. The second one is a sandalwood smudge. The third one is a rock or stone. The fourth one are fortune coins. And the fifth one is prayer beads. Go ahead and decide, and then when you have decided, go to the timestamp at the bottom to find out what your pick a card reading for your satanic and angelic influences are in tarot. This is for those people who chose the dogery pendant. So this is this pick a card reading. Beginning with your tarot, you have Death in the upright, Chariot in reverse, and Judgment in the upright. Okay, to start off, these are all major arcana. So you don't have the minor arcanas, you have all the major arcanas. So first off, we have Death. Death is your first card. And how I'm reading that in conjunction to the rest of them is that there is something that is coming to an end, more than likely. Although sometimes it does signify an actual death, I'm wondering, in relation to these cards, we would have to go deeper into the oracle reading to find out, but this, I'm assuming as of right now, is either an actual death or a death to something that was once beloved or passionate or cherished in your life. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. Now, it's like when you go after a specific goal and you achieve that win, and it's like a major triumphant victory. This in turn is not happening with this card. Instead, it has become just the antithesis of everything like valiant or glory. It could mean, I don't know, more potential loss, going after a certain goal, but with a bad intention, or feeling like you succeeded at something that was not what you expected. So it's like kind of like a disappointment, like you thought the grass was greener on the other side, but it wasn't. Maybe you had something better, or you suffered a great loss in of itself because you have the death. So you thought what you had was going to be great, but actually it was more destructive, or disappointment, humiliation, embarrassment to it. And whatever you suffered as a result of an end to something with the death card, you also come into something of a judgment. Now, I said you have all the major arcana, so this is kind of a rarity out of a deck of, I think, 78 cards, 72 cards. So with judgment, up in the upright stands for some type of renewal, a rejuvenation, or a gain, or an epiphany, or a coming to terms with, or an understanding of something better. It's like it's a time to make a wise judgment. So what is experienced possibly in the past and what is happening in the present, there will be a renewal and revival within you, because you have these cards, these people coming out of their graves towards the judgment of the angel. So right then and there, it's talking about renewal, like a coming back to life for whatever was suffered or lost in the past. Now, I'm going to read the Oracle card and see what this says. This is your Lucifer card, and it's 57 Sabnok. So 57 Sabnok. Let me read what that has to say. So, Arcana number 57, Sabnok, the 57th Lord of Darkness. Sabnok, ruler of 50 legions of hell spirit, bears the title of Marquis in the army of Emperor Asmodee. He is summoned on a Tuesday, in the day of Mars, during the waning moon, with the sorcerer facing east. The Marquis thwarts the healing of wounds or the settlement of disputes. In fact, he turns minor disputes into battles. He controls armed forces, and his seal can be used as a powerful talisman. It is in his power to send rotten ulcers to the summoning sorcerer's enemy. Sabnok manifests himself as a warrior with a lion's head and dark armor. He always rides a sizable and fiery battle horse. Astrology, 11 through 15 degrees of Capricorn, parentheses 27-31.12, parentheses, time of day 800 o'clock to 900 o'clock. Keyword, witch if Lucifer. Place of manifestation on a crossroad near a marketplace. Words of power, Frox Denza Repate. Magical characteristics, sending diseases, especially ulcers, and promoting disputes. Predictive properties. A witch is trying to bedevil the current. For a clear prediction, choose an additional card. So, it's asking to choose an additional card for a better prediction. But what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that, it says someone is trying to bedevil you, or hurt you, or that there is a cause of death that is going on with the victory that will end in a renewal of judgment. But someone is after you, apparently. So that's what Sabnok is saying, because it says someone is attempting to do harm. So I guess you could read it as, going back to the tarot, there's this death, someone's trying to cause a death, but they haven't been victorious, because you're going to end up being renewed and exposing someone of that. So that's what that might say in that terms with the Lucifer deck. We'll get one more clarification, but this one will be from the Angelarium. And so we have Angel of Snow, which is Shegliel. So Angel of Snow is Shegliel. Let's see. Okay, so the Angel of Snow, Shegliel. The bravery of happiness in the face of sadness. Happiness that stands against the stark cold and does not shiver. The winter is heralded by the fall of snow as Shegliel dances, each step as unique as the snowflakes that frolic about this angel. The quiet reveler of winter, Shegliel moves over the rime, a bright, joyous visage amid a harrowing landscape. Its presence brings relief to those seeking escape from an overburdened world. Take refuge from what ails you. It is time to recover. The signs that come with Shegliel are a snowflake, a seed, a pine tree. So the signs that you want to look for are a snowflake, a seed, a pine tree. Anyways, this, I think, Shegliel has more to do with the last tarot. Possibly because you're looking for a renewal, and there's talk about that, looking for a chance for a renewal. So to take refuge and to think more about your well-being, whereas when it felt like someone was possibly killing you in the past from this oracle card, now it's time for you to retreat and renew yourself and to come to terms of who you are and what you're about and how these situations and events are affecting you. So this is the reading for those who picked the Dogery. This is the Satanic and Angel card reading for those that had chose the Sandalwood Smudge. To begin, we'll start with your tarot cards. Okay, the Three of Swords. Upright. The King of Wands in reverse. the Page of Cups. Okay, from what I get from this is that beginning with the Three of Swords, there is some kind of triangle, like a group of three, and each has their heart invested in something. There is a lot of turmoil because, you know, you have this heart that is pierced by three swords and it's raining, so it's evident that, you know, the best I can describe it is like a bizarre love triangle, if you've ever heard of that term. There's a lot of anguish and weird feelings about stuff going on, emotions of jealousy and deceit and deception, but still there's this weird love triangle that's there, or it could relate to, say, even family, you know, a section of family, like the situation and what is involved in there, and each have led to some form of disappointment of some type. And then you have the King of Wands in reverse, which isn't a very good indication, because that indicates that he's coming out with this really dark, brooding and sinister plan. He's more harsh and severe in terms of his emotions, whereas if he was in the upright, he'd be more fanciful and diplomatic and merciful and amicable. This, he's taking more of a stern approach, and he's really pulling the reins on things, and he's really more or less reevaluating things in a negative aspect. And a lot of that has to do with this group of three issue of the Wands. But then there's like the Page of Cups, and this is something of good advice. So this is something that is being told to say, hey, you know, we have some kind of information or idea or theory or just the down low, basically. And this is giving that person, whoever the cornet is, some good information. There's like someone there saying, hey, look at this, you know. As you can see, the cup, he's holding a cup, the page with a fish in it. So the fish is talking to him, basically. So, you know, there's someone out of this internal triangle that is watching this all unfold, and as it unfolds, this person, whoever is within the Page of Cups or the cornet's life, is giving some external advice that could be quite valuable. We'll go into the oracle card reading and see what that says. That says Samagina, Arcana 58, Samaginia, I think it says. And so the reading for that one is, and 58, look that up, here we go. Okay, so Samaginia, the 58th Lord of Darkness. Samaginia, commander of 13 legions of demons, bears the title of Marquis of Empress Lilith's 7 Palace. He can be summoned on a Monday at exactly 1 a.m. with the wizard facing towards the northwest. In order for the ceremony to be fully successful, the sorcerer's head is to be covered with his robe's hood. An exceptional gifted necromancer, Samaginia can uncover any information about dead people. Samagina manifests himself as a petite gray donkey, but can also take the shape of a tiny man. The astrology is 16 to 20 degrees of Capricorn, parentheses 01-05.01 parentheses, time of day 1900 o'clock to 1920. Key words: Satan's priestess, place of manifestation at a crossroad in a cemetery. Words of power: extiblio, civito, axis. Magical characteristics revealing information about the dead. Predictive properties: the present card indicates the presence of a bright, strong-willed young person with fully developed mental faculties. He, she could possibly turn out to be a close friend, a companion, or a devoted colleague. So basically, this goes into reference. There's someone in here that, in your life as a Corinth, that is good for you. Possibly someone that's bad. I'm not getting a reading on that. Might be a homewrecker, I don't know, or someone else, but there's someone else somewhere around you in a group of who you are. They're giving you good advice and they're helping you out. So that's what that arcana is talking about, which I find interesting in itself. Let's look at the divine qualities and see where that goes. And this is Guvera, left hand judgment. So Guvera's left hand judgment. I don't know if I can hold that up to you just right. Let me read Guvera. Okay, Guvera, left hand judgment, the fifth emanation, the hand that separates the rule of God that brings order to the world. Guvera assesses what is just, helping us overcome our adversaries both without and within. Hers is the power to cleave apart a unified whole and leave its component pieces. It is a trait that commands as much fear as respect, because with it comes an inherent violence. She does this without amenity. It is an act that must be committed to create balance. The red orb exists as a boundary, closed to the unworthy. Guvera's position at the center of its pillar defines the pillar's trait of severity. Her push against chesed on the opposite side of the tree is met with equal and opposite resistance. Without both of them in equal measure, we have no means of maintaining healthy relationships. We must have judgment to discern what is healthy for us so that we can bring it to our lives and embrace it. Guvera is found in law, bravery, and punishment. So Guvera, the angel of judgment that sits on the left hand, I guess in its way, this reading actually, exemplifies just that, that there will come a time when the things that are to be judged, or what dilemmas of three that you might be involved in, the wise advice you're getting, that judgment and a fair, balanced outcome should result at some point. So I think this is what that reading is stating. Law, Guvera was law, bravery, and punishment. So that is the reading for people who chose the sandalwood smudge. So this is the reading for people who have chosen the stone. Let's begin with your tarot cards. You have Knight of Cups in the upright, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and Six of Cups in the upright. Okay, what I'm getting is the Knight of Cups, this guy right here, he came back from a triumphant battle. Okay, so he's coming back from something that he succeeded in, or something that he's had. He's living a high life at this point, you know, whatever pillages or gold or anything that he acquired while he was out on the battlefields, you know, or in wartime. So whatever plunders and riches he got and treasures, he got those. But yeah, it seems as though maybe he has some good advice or idea, something that has come to him that could bring a very lucrative idea. So he's holding on to this cup, this golden cup, as the Knight of, but yet he's dressed in battle armor. So it could be something dealing with a regal moment, some success. But at the same point, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which means although there was a handout, maybe the money wasn't spent properly. Maybe someone gave you a loan, or you were given some type of money, and as a result it wasn't spent wisely. It was kind of wasted away, and a lot of that money that was accumulated through someone else was given because you were dealt with the Six of Cups, where family and memories and good times were the result. So there was a happy, joyous occasion. Let's put it in this scenario. Okay, you see these two right here, and one's giving a cup of flowers to the other one. Well, that symbolizes like memories of good memories, their family, their friends, their whatever. There's a time of good reminiscing and good times. But what's weird about this reading is that when I look into it, the Nine of Cups is just this man. I want to say this man, flashy, lives a nice life, gets money somehow, some way, but it's not always spent right, and yet it's all based on having a good time. Does that make sense? So a sense of spoiledness, but each thing, all the money that is spent is for good memories and good times. So like joyous occasions, you know, reminiscing of happiness. So let's look at the Oracle card reading and see what that has to say. And that's number 103, and it says Chemitel. Now, at the numbering, I can tell from it's going to be just the predictive properties that are going to be given on this reading. So 103, who is Chemitel? He's Arcana 103, predictive properties. Everything is hidden from the current. It is impossible to reveal information about people or events, not of the past, not of the present, and not of the future. Nobody is in a position to know the way things will end. So yeah, you never really know. I mean, even though it says you don't really know how things are going to end. God always has a different plan, Satan, whatever, you know. So you don't always know what to expect. Always expect the unexpected. And in doing so, that's what Chemitel brings, because, you know, you never know when the shit's going to hit the fan or you're going to win the lottery. Let's look at the angel card and see what that has to say. It's Duma, Angel of Dreams. So let's look at what Duma, Angel of Dreams. Duma, Angel of Dreams. Docent to the unknown, Duma is the impetus to doubt a false reality, to crack the shell keeping you from the truth. When the world shifts around you, Duma is your guide. The world is stranger than you believe it to be. What we all dream, we dream together. Those dream pooled together in Duma's cupped hands look below the surface of the water. You know you've missed something, and yet you wonder what. You listen closely, and yet you hear nothing all the while, and you dream the truth. You think you seek. It is said that Duma and Leo are connected, the truth that can only be found within Angel Lyrium. So the signs of Duma are a reflection in water, a golden cage, an eye. So once again, the signs: a reflection in water, a golden cage, an eye. So pursuing dreams, we don't know. Like this, the demonic, satanic aspect is we don't know what the world holds for us. Dreams, it's all about going after something even though we don't know what it is. And regardless of the actions and ideas that the Quorn has coming into this and using possibly dubious means to pilfer some funds to be able to create a dream, you know, we don't know what the outcome it is unless it's done, so unless it's actually executed. So it's all about venturing into the unknown. It almost seems like, you know, that's what it's saying. Even the whole reading, it's whatever dream you have, just pursue it and see what the results are. There's no way to determine if it's successful or not. So, all right, and that was for people who had chosen the stone for the pick a card reading. So this is the reading for the people that had chosen the fortune coin. So this is your reading. Starting off with tarot, an Ace of Pentacles, a Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Fool in reverse. Well, here is something about there was some kind of inheritance of some sort, because you got the Ace of Pentacles and out of nowhere someone might have passed or have given you some benefactor has given you some money, and this money is quite a bit, and you could do a lot with this money. So if you look at it, it seems like it was some type of like divinely given gift, one that entailed possibly someone having passed over, or I don't know, an inheritance, someone gave you lotto money maybe, I don't know, something to do with money. But a lot of it inherited from somewhere, got it from somewhere. Then you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And now the Page of Pentacles is admiring the amount of money that he has, and the gifts that he has received. And so therefore he's thinking all of the deviant activities that he's always wanted to fulfill, his fantasies, because he has this money. So whereas if it was in the upright, you know, he would use it more wisely, but as the reading goes, this page has thoughts that are not wise, that should be taken into consideration as to choosing a better investment with this type of inheritance of a lot of money, and not just squandering it away. But what will eventually happen is that the Fool is in reverse, and this, because of this behavior of squandering away this large amount of wealth, or this windfall of money, the Fool has to deal with issues of vagabondry, and I don't know if that's a real word, but being a vagabond, homelessness, carefree, tramp, stuff that doesn't have any value in life. Just since it's in reverse, it's not something taking to go on to a new experience. But this one is more of the derelict side of, you know, like living under a bridge and doing drugs type of stuff, and selling your body for, you know, so the negative aspects of poverty. So this money that was inherited possibly and was used inappropriately has led to a bad result of stuff like homelessness, which I think is, you know, that's the reading so far that I can deduce, but we'll have to look into the oracle to get clarification. So you have Agaros, and that's number 1. And so for Agaros, let's see what his reading is. Okay, Agaros, Arcana 1. Agaros, the first Lord of Darkness. Agaros is the Duke of the Eastern Territories of Hell. He commands 30 legions of the Hittite demons, with each legion consisting of 10,000 soldiers. These fearful warriors are extremely tall, with big black heads, flaming red eyes, and wide muscular necks. Each normally carries a 2-handed sword and 2-meter-long heavy spear, but this is not the only protection, since their bodies and heads are covered with armor. Agaros leads his army riding an enormous green-gray crocodile with a hawk on his wrist. He seems like an old man, but his power suggests otherwise. When visiting the earth, he can bestow the summoning sorcerer with the knowledge of all known languages. The earth ruler used to summon Agaros to locate fugitive and deliver them to the authorities. He even has the ability to command the powers of nature. Astrology 1 through 5, degrees of Aries, parentheses 22-26.03, parentheses, time of day 0 o'clock to 0:20 minutes. Keyword soul, place of manifestation, cemetery, words of power, Fellner, Ois, Kabiner, Mott. magical characteristics, necromancy, insanity, career breakdown, tracing fugitives, controlling the power of nature, predictive characteristics. The Courant is focusing on the material aspects of a relationship. So let me reiterate that. The predictive characteristics, the Courant is focusing on the material aspects of relationships. So wherever you felt with Agaros dealing with superficial money stuff that's leading to your bad decisions to dereliction, that's a result of money coming from a secret source. Now, Remo, Angel of Visions, is your card for the positive, well, not the positive, the angelic and the divine aspects of your reading, whereas the Lucifer Tarot deals with the negative. So, Angel of Visions, Remo. The shepherd of good graces, a shining light in the distance, beckons us forward into the future. The green pastures beyond the next hill are hard to see. Remo assures us that things will get better. It whispers, something is coming and it is beautiful. Keep pushing towards the horizon, towards the setting sun. As the light fades, you feel as if someone is watching you. Far in the distance, you see a lone figure walking, a dove on its shoulder. You stop for a moment to marvel at this vision. When you move again, it is gone. You hear a flutter of feathers as the dove lands gracefully on your shoulder. Signs that Remo is around: a cane, the rising sun, a white dove. So once again, the signs for Remo are a cane, the rising sun, a white dove. So basically, maintain your vision for the future, but I would guard against acting not appropriately, especially with money. What you need to do is you need to have a vision, you need to have a goal and a dream that will be sustainable. So that is the reading for people that chose the fortune coins for pick a card. This is the reading for people that had chose the prayer beads for pick a card. So your tarot begins as follows. 2 of Swords in the upright. 9 of Swords. Knight of Swords in the upright. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Oh my goodness. So when we look at the 2 of Swords in the upright, that means there's some armed peace in your life, some armistice, some, I don't know, it looks like it's getting ready to start a battle. Okay, so you're struggling with two conflicting problems, and you know that these 2 conflicting problems are quite heavy and quite difficult, and so you have to arm yourself and get ready to prepare. With the Arm of Swords, there's like justice and judgment involved in this, so you know, so you're preparing for battle in a sense. And then you get the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is actually someone going into battle, and making the decision that, yeah, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna take on the world. I'm going to do whatever, you know, because the world is a battlefield and you gotta fight your way to the top type of thing. So this is the result of assuming that you are ready to go to battle, and that's what you think in your mind, because you have a set plan and agenda, and yet this does not indicate that you would be successful when it comes to the final card reading, which is the Knight of Wands in reverse. So this is more of a humbling card, in which you are humbled by the fact that you are not as prepared or ready for what you thought you were, and that you are having to come to terms with these matters, because you had prepared yourself, you tried to execute a plan, the plan did not happen the way that it was thought that it could be. So now the court is in a position where they're humbled by their actions and the ideas that they had, and maybe they were not as prepared as they assumed that they were. So when we look into your oracle card for the Lucifer deck, what are we doing is we're looking at the satanic and demonic aspects of your card, of your card reading. And so what we get is we get aim, which is arcana number 2. So arcana number 2, aim. Aim, the second Lord of Darkness. Aim bears the title of Duke. He is tall with a firm body that bears 5 strong arms and 3 different heads, one belonging to a poisonous snake, a second with the human features and 2 pentagrams on the forehead, and a third belonging to a cat. Aim is one of the masters of fire. He teaches others how to be resourceful and cunning, and can give answers to questions about unknown things. He precedes his 26 legions of hell spirits, riding a long python and holding a burning torch in his hand. Astrology, 6 through 10 degrees of Aries, parentheses 27.03-31.03 parentheses. Time of day, 20 minutes to 40 minutes o'clock. Keywords, birth, place of manifestation near a fire. Words of power, Aimi, Oisi, Yamahohe, Vilgu, Hat. Magical characteristics, dexterity, cunningness, destruction, extermination. Predictive properties, inception of an idea whose realization is only at the beginning. So let me read that again. Predictive properties, inception of an idea whose realization is only at the beginning. So at the beginning of these ideas, you have this demonic element that had manifested you in aim. So that was it. So after venturing into your demonic and dark side through these qualities of trying to attain whatever goal you had set for yourself, we'll look at your angel card, which is based off the Kabbalah, and that's Israfel, Angel of Song. And I've had this one. It has done some strange things to me. So, let me read you that. Israfel, the herald that will call the coming of end times. Israfel is a presence, a beacon, a warning. Heated judgment is upon us. The horn that blows the final call rests against the flesh of Israfel's lips, if even it is flesh. Israfel is both melody and cacophony of existence. Songs can be soft and warm, especially when they end. Under the serene score of creation, the danger of total destruction is hidden. Beyond the destruction may be a new beginning. You must consider the implications of your actions seriously. Choose your steps wisely as you dance upon the cinder-soft earth. Signs of Israfel: a horn, the setting sun, a flame. Once again, the signs of Israfel: a horn, the setting sun, a flame. So this also describes being weary of and considerate of the implications of your actions and the seriousness that it can cause in your life and the problems that it can result in it. So it says, choose your steps wisely and heed the warnings that Israfel is giving you, those signs, you know, of a horn, the setting sun, a flame. So this is the reading for those that have chosen the prayer beads and how actions do in turn create important consequences that we suffer. So